journey. Let me increase my voice. That too is good. And so we are. So we were. Every week we are learning from this master who lived in almost 800 years ago. And he said that you don't need any teacher or you don't need any text, even though you need a teacher. And if we follow the journey logically, we explore where lies the ignorance and we remove it by understanding. The life is going to change completely. And the journey is to find who we are. In a waking state. We are already in a waking state. We know we are. We do not know who we are. So there is a bit of confusion. We know we are. Some people address us by name, by gender, and by relation. We know we are. We are husband, we are wife, we are girl, we are man, women, we are good, bad, oh, everything. But we don't know who we are. But the mind has to make a hurry. The mind makes a hurry, so we become an individual. We become an individual. And that individual is represented by the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. Individuality. And still, that real self is totally unknown. But do we have any pointer or indication that there is a real self? You see how he puts everything logically. And there he brings us a beautiful way of understanding. He asks that, do you love yourself? Yes, we love ourselves. We love ourselves much more than anyone, anything, any event in the world. We love in whatever the condition we are. Society says you are cruel, still we love ourselves. But if other is cruel, then we want to keep a distance. Are you getting it? You have to understand that. That love to ourselves is immortal. I'm in the intensive care unit. I'm listening. Doctor says it is the last breath, and still I love myself. There is definitely a clear indication that we love ourselves the most. Whatever the situation, condition, relations. No, you will say, no, those people who commit suicide. Do they love themselves? Yes. They love themselves because they find it is an extreme suffering to them. That is why they want to bring an end to their life. Are you getting it? I am suffering extremely Because I love myself. Hence, I want to bring an end to this individual. When you contemplate and reflect, you find that we love ourselves the most. Then what happens? Because I don't know the real self is the source of love, so we start searching love outside. That is what happens to the mind. Source of love is inside. That is why you say, I love you. Huh? That is why we say, I love you. Who says in you that I love you? So, source of love is inside. And that source of love inside we forget. So, we start searching the love outside in a car, in a wealth, in possessions, in relations. And that is conditional love. What is conditional love? I like you, therefore I love you. I dislike you, therefore I don't love you. But that love to ourselves is unconditional. Did you understand that? Society may say that how cruel you are, how bad you are, still I love myself. Is it not a fact? I say I don't have a bread to eat, but still I love myself. Think. We are searching that real self, that pure consciousness which is of the nature of love. In any situation, in any condition, in any event, in any relationship. Why I divorce? Because I love myself. This is the true fact. Why I marry? Because I love myself. No, no, why don't you? Why you say like this? I love that girl and a boy too much. That is why I marry. No, I love myself. That is why I marry. I divorce. That I love myself. That is why I divorce. Once that is clear to us, what is going to happen? The suffering comes to an end. So this master says the wise man or the person who is a seeker loves the world for the sake of the world. It is unconditional. An ignorant man loves the world for oneself. That is why there is a problem. Are you getting it? Let us explore this. Ignorant man loves the world for oneself. I like you, hence I love you. So there is a condition. Conditional love is love in appearance. So from today, when you see couple is saying to each other that, oh, I love you so much, it is love in appearance. Don't be misguided by it. Again, I'm repeating. Wise man or a seeker loves the world for the sake of the world. What is that? I appreciate what is best in life. What is outside? The world is beautiful. Girl is beautiful. Boy is handsome. So it is unconditional. Whether you appreciate or not, can I change that attitude from today? You will see the mind becomes empty. Because once the mind is unconditional, mind thinks, speaks, and acts unconditionally, you are free. Well, there's another topic that is coming, so I just want to explain uh, the how to understand the next topic from the teaching of this master. Conditional love is the love in appearance. Unconditional love for the world is you love the world for the sake of the world. When you have a conditional love, it is exclusive. It has a tremendous pressure on individuality. What is that individuality? Individuality has lot of likes and dislikes. Based on the likes and dislikes, I have a conditional love. Now, when these likes are and dislikes are not met, love disappears. Unconditional love. So when you wake up in the morning and your mind invokes certain thoughts in relationship with event and condition, you just become aware and watch these thoughts, and you will discover the mind is living in ignorance. That is why you have a conditional love. You are sitting at home and you say, oh, I hate this beer guy. Now what happens to the mind? Oh, on that day he pointed me, on that day he said this. Now what happens? You have already created a dislike. I did nothing to you. I am not in presence of you. That is conditional love. Do you see that? Don't say it never happened to you. It always happens to everyone. Why you say it happens to everyone? Every person, 8 billion people on this earth has the same mind. Until they discover what is real self, they have the same kind of a thoughts. Incomplete. So what is behind it? The cause behind it, it is incomplete knowledge. It is a fact. When I say I love you, it means the source of love is inside. Instead of searching that love inside, I start searching outside. That plus a condition. So it becomes a conditional love. Conditional love is attachment. It is based on certain conditions. Did I tell you a story of my young, when we were young and he wanted to get married and he married. So before marriage, he showed me that I have 27 or 28 criterias. Do you remember the story? 27 or 28 criteria. So he met a girl who has 27 criteria. He got married. From India, he was his so-called wife exported him to her country. Do you remember? And within 6 months, he was deported. It took away everything. It's a real life story. I don't want to name that. So when I'm searching a criteria, I'm putting a condition on that love. That becomes a conditional love, and conditional love is attachment. And attachment puts my mind in ignorance for anything, for even a shirt, for even an event. Or does it mean that we should stop searching a criteria? No. Only awareness has to be maintained. What awareness has to be maintained? I love the world for the sake of the world, not putting a condition. And then choose. You are free. You are free. But when that freedom is lost, it is an incomplete knowledge. And I think I have repeated many a times, complete knowledge is bliss, complete ignorance is bliss. In between, incomplete is suffering. So I use the word in appearance. Conditional love is love in appearance. Part space is permanent. Come back to the same metaphor that we have been doing. Part space is, but when you put the water, that water reflects the space outside. That puts a condition. When there is a part space, you keep it anywhere. There is no reflection. Now you put the water full of cup, and you bring it in this room. The water will reflect couple of computers, unorganized books and papers are there. It will reflect that. Do you see? Conditional mind reflects unorganized state of the mind. What is unorganized? Incomplete ignorance. So what this master is saying, it says that let us understand by four consciousnesses. No, no, you say there is only one conscious. No, no, that is what we experience in daily life. We experience you are also an individual, I am also an individual. So there are two. No, no, there are six people here. Six individuals. So six individuals means six individual consciousness. What is this? Water space. Adjusted. Wonderful. Akanksha? Oh, that's very good.
Saudi, Saudi, it's me.
Shivamo.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ashok
Wait,
Kai.
wait. I'm adjusting the table. 1 minute.
Very good. अशोक को एक्साइट नहीं होना है, बस सुनना है.
जी.
He is real self, he is not the body. That is. Namaste, Shivani. ठीक है. Shivani is her. Are, I love you, Ashok. That's very good. When I asked them that you connect to us, this is the, yes, this is to be a warrior. Good. Bas sunna hai. Just listen to it.
Should I
Very.
remove the background?
हाँ कुछ बोल रहे हो?
Should I remove the background? कुछ background हटाऊं
अरे
या
ठीक
it's
है.
ठीक
Forget
है.
about the background. We
Okay.
want the truth. We don't want any background. Yes, very good. So this is the pot space. This is what we need to understand. We discuss, pot space. So what he says, if I briefly explain, pot space is there is the space inside the pot and the space outside. The space inside the pot is the real self. Space outside the pot is the supreme self, what we say the God. Now the reflection, the projection comes from the mind. What is that projection? At the individual level, the water space is the projection. What is that water space? The body, breath, mind, intellect, conditional love, etc. They come. Whether it is, whether it is Ashok, Sam, Giri, Stephen, and others people, it is a water space. But the space inside the pot remains the real. That space inside the pot is the real self. In the water space, there is a water space, there is a tea space. Anything can happen. That is what it happens to us. So this master says we have a real self, pure consciousness at the individual level, and then we have a reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness means individual. Individual means I'm the body, mind, breath, intellect, and the ego, but I'm not the mind, intellect, ego. That is the problem. We have two consciousnesses. One consciousness does not exist, it exists in appearance. What is that consciousness that exists in appearance? If I use the word Terry consciousness, Girish consciousness, anesthesia consciousness, Steve consciousness, they do not, it does not exist. What exists behind it? There is only one consciousness. And that is the source of the love. But we identify with the individual consciousness. So as long as you identify with the individual consciousness, you are living in incomplete knowledge. You are living in incomplete ignorance. That is conflict and the confusion. And the same thing happens to the world. At the individual level, there is a part space, real self, individual consciousness in appearance, and there is the one space, the supreme consciousness in the entire, that is known as the existence. And then the cloud space is reflected. So there is a bigger reflected consciousness where we see you are different from me, I am different from you. You are 5 years old, I am 60 years old. We see those differences in the world as appearance, but fact is that it does not exist. There is only one consciousness that exists. You can say that is real self, you can say that is the supreme self. That is why my master used to say, I see myself, everyone. When you reach, when we reach, or when we recognize that one real self, that one real self, we find we have recognized, we are awakened, we are realized. We are realized. Then what happens? Then you recognize, you see behind the appearance, you love the world for the sake of the real self. Not only when something happened, like something happened to the Ashok today. So that is why we we bring our love and connection to the Ashok. No, we love all the time. We love for the sake of love. From inside, you don't live with the water space. You always live with the pot space. When you live with that water's part space, you always remain empty. And that emptiness is known as mindfulness. From that emptiness and the mindfulness comes love, peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. It is always there. We hide it by creating the water space, by creating an individuality, by creating a condition. We need to reflect again and again. Say, for example, you are at your home with your honey. So internally, don't tell that, honey, sit in front of me, I am thinking about you. No, internally. It's all about knowledge. Huh? So don't create any condition. As long as you are sitting before me, then I will be in meditation. No, that's a wrong approach. So pick up any individual. So how come we are two individuals? And you will recognize, now start recognizing, I'm not as beautiful as, let me name anyone. Think of anyone. Think that I'm talking about you. Otherwise, people get upset, why you are saying that one is more beautiful than the other. So now you see that, what we see, this mind looks at the appearance, it looks at the body, it looks at the name, it looks at the traits, it looks at the attitude, it looks at the behavior, it looks at how I communicate. Are they permanent? Tell me, anything is permanent. It is not permanent. Gender, sex, age, attitude, behavior, response, pitch, and sound. So I'm looking at the water space. That is why I consider we are two. Are you getting it? Say yes, even if you don't get it, no problem. Do you see that? Do you see here and now? Oh, yes. Yes, there is a kind of awareness, and that same awareness is there also. Confusion is that. Confusion is that what we see, feel, touch through the sense organs and the motor organs and the mind, which is a reflected consciousness, will continue to remain present in the presence of a real self. So instead of moving into the conditional love, what we move? We we become aware of that unconditional presence that is pure awareness. The life changes. Life changes completely. Think of my friend. My friends, that is the journey of the self inquiry. We talk of the universal cosmic mind, that is reflected consciousness. We talk of the individual mind, it is reflected consciousness. We talk, and now come to this metaphor. This metaphor says pot space, water space. So one is real consciousness, one is pure consciousness, one is reflected consciousness. We talk of the infinite space, the supreme self, and reflected supreme self, that is universe. What is that? Cloud space. Think in that way. So which two are in appearance? Water space and the cloud space. What two are real? One is the real self and one is the supreme self. So this master intelligently, perhaps every master who has gone deeper, every master, so-called awakened, realized teachers, they always use this metaphor. Nobody has thought of it. So now when we see the space inside the pot and the space outside the pot is the same. So the real self and the supreme self are the same. For the sake of communication, we say, what comes to your mind? Am I the supreme self? Yes, I'm the supreme self, pervading everywhere. I have broken all the limitations. I have broken all the limitations. Why there was a limitation? Because I claim this body is real. This mind is real. This is what the reflected consciousness is. When I recognize the supreme self, will this reflected consciousness will dissolve? No, it will continue to remain. That is the because of that I'm speaking. You are listening. That will continue. Only we have a cognition that this is neighbor's house and this is mine. You continue to live into that awareness, and that awareness is nothing but the pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is the real self. Real self is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. So the four stages of the consciousness are dissolved and it becomes one, because consciousness is one. There are no four consciousnesses. We know it clearly. But when we start dealing and living in the world, we become many. Before you, I become a teacher. Before the honey, I become a husband. Before someone, I become a friend. I told you this guy who returned to me after 5 years, and now he has started. First, he does, namaste, and he remains in that state for a minute or so. He changed. I remain the same. He changed. So, what is that state? That is the state of being a seeker. He is not doing namaste to me. He is doing namaste to himself. Why should I think of that? He is doing namaste to himself. Do you see that? And in just, I would say in just 6 or 7 sessions, we are having 2 or 3 sessions every week. I could see he's evolving very fast. He recognized. But because based on the past knowledge. In the past, he had been with me for more than 2 years. So at that time, he understood intellectually. But whatever you understand intellectually, that remains as a knowledge. So what did change? Intellectual understanding, reflected consciousness. Just pick up like this. Realization, you are gone deeper. So everyone, including Ashok, you are not the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. You are the pure consciousness. That is the part space. So let us close your eyes. I hope you are listening to me. I make sure eyes are closed and eyes are closed, and make your body comfortable. Body is comfortable. Does it mean body is comfortable? Body is comfortable means you are looking at the body, you are aware of the body. Anyone can do the practice in any condition, in any state. Just follow. We are not doing a practice, we are just becoming aware. We are rising in awareness. The eyes are closed, the entire body. You're looking at the entire body. You become aware of sensation. I will add one more thing in the presence of the Ashok, or in your presence also. It is the same thing, but I may help you to explore. So you feel the sensation. You go deep into the sensation. There may be a sensation of comfort and discomfort. I'm different from it. Sensation of relaxation on one side in some parts of the body, and the sense of relaxation in other parts of the body. And the sense of stillness is also there. Sense of stillness is also there. So in some parts there is a stillness, in other parts there is not a stillness. That is also okay. Why that is okay? It is okay because I'm not the body. I'm taking you to a flight of an eagle who flies too high. So let our mind fly too high and drop that sense of identification that if the body doesn't move, then I can be deep into meditation. No. In any situation, condition, event, our physical body, our subtle body is the mind, our causal body, they are reflected consciousness. I have to do nothing with it. I'm separate from it. That is that level of awareness we need to have. So we get rid of the water space. The water space is there with us. I cannot get rid of, body is there. I recognize physical body, my mental body, yes, with all those thoughts. But behind that, I see the sensation. It is subtler. I talked about it. Subtler, subtle, and subtler is the space. Oh, so I look into the space, and the space is awareness, and awareness is the space. Space is awareness, and awareness is the space. Space is awareness, and awareness is the space. And now being carefree. We'll go as we have done couple of steps before. So you are putting the knowledge. When you come to me, I don't know your name, and I say hello, and you say, yes, I am this by the name. Did I do any practice? No. It is a matter of knowledge, awareness, and understanding. That is what we need to do it. Same way, being carefree, free from all the cares of the mind. Cares of the mind. Cares of the mind. And mind is reflected consciousness. So what way it cares, I am simply aware. How it cares by thought, feeling, sensation, images, dreams, lot of things. So we pick up the thought and the feeling, whatever the thought is coming, thought is going, thought is coming, thought is going. If there is no thought, you will have no issue with the body. If there is a thought with the body, thought of the body, thought of the body, and then we have a problem. So just become aware of the thought that is coming and going. And I told you, lane one, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. Any thought that enters into your mind, you are just an observer. How? Like like the traffic on the road, and you are standing across the road. You do not enter into the traffic to know all the traffic jam. No. At a distance, you know it. What do you mean by at a distance? You recognize there is a water space and there is a part space. Part space, nothing happens to the part space. Water space can be destroyed. Part space cannot. That means if I know this, I'm an observer. Observer means I'm in the lane too. That is intellect. That is knowledge. That is awareness. What is the result? Calmness, peace. You jump to the lane 3 instantly. Again, thought comes. So, any unwanted thought enters into your mind, helps you to rise in awareness. Now they are not creating any problem in the challenges to you. You get an opportunity. Any thought comes, yes, I am aware and I see this thought has come and this thought has gone. Oh, that is changing. Yes, whatever is changing is not me. Why? Because I'm a knower of a change. I'm a seer of a change. What do you mean by a knower of a change and seer of a change? Knower of a change and the seer of a change means what? I'm different and separate from what I see. I see the unwanted thought. When I stand across a road, so I see I'm different from the traffic. When I see the birds are flying in the sky, I see I'm different from the birds. So, in the very mind, we have unwanted mind, which has unwanted thought, and the same mind has an intellect. In the same mind, you are a knower and you are the known. Just remember this. In that state, thought is coming and going. What do you mean by coming and going? Coming and going is changing. So how you just become aware of that. What is changing and going? Coming and going is a change. What is a change is not me. And when you declare through your reflection in the mind that I'm not what is changing, you settle into being a knower, and there comes the state of the calmness and the peace. That is what is the journey of mindfulness that results into an awakening. You are comfortable, you are carefree. You're comfortable, you're carefree. And now we look at the breath. We'll go a little deeper into this breath awareness. You are just casually looking at the breath that is coming and going. But our intellect has a clear understanding that this breath is a part of the physical body and I'm not the body. But the mind keeps that condition, it is attached. So you look at the breath is going in and out. You feel the breath, breath is going in and out. You simply feel the sensation of the breath because you feel it, because you know the breath is moving in and out. That is why you are not the breath. Whatever we know, I know you also, I am none of you. The same principle applies. We are putting everything logically. What it demands, understanding. What it demands, awareness, and that will take you deeper. So you can say, think in that way that I'm looking at the breath, I am, and the breath. They are two. Then I'm looking at the breath moving in and out, again two. Fact is that it becomes two. I am is one, breath is moving, breath is moving in and out, two factors. I am aware of the breath and I am aware of the moving breath. I am is the same. I am aware of the moving breath with the sensation. You just know it. I am aware of the breath. I am is still there. I am aware of the moving breath. So two things outside, and I am still there. I am aware of the moving breath with the sensation. So I am aware of the breath. I am aware of the moving breath. I am aware of the sensation. It is only one I am. It is only one I am who is aware of many ways of the breath. That I am is aware of the breath. That I am is aware of the moving breath. That I am is aware of the sensation of the breath. That is the key. So, what it means? It is very clear. I am separate from the breath. I am separate from the moving breath. I am separate from the sensation of the breath that I feel. And that makes me, I am separate from the body also. And I am aware of the I am. What it means? You are in mindfulness. I am aware of I am. That is the key. I am aware of I am. Again, I'm repeating for the sake of understanding. So you move your mind with me. I am aware of the breath. So there are two parts. I am and the breath. I am aware of the moving breath. So I am is the same, but now we have two parts. I'm aware of the breath and I'm aware of the moving breath. So there is a breath awareness and there is a moving breath. So what happens? The mind gets engaged in many in the world, and that is the cloud space. So I'm aware of the breath. I am is the same. That I am is consciousness. That I am has nothing to do with the body, breath, mind, intellect, ego. I'm aware of the breath. I am aware of the moving breath. So breath and its one attribute is the moving. So there are two attributes. But can you say that we have two I am? No, it is the same I am. Now how can you say? If it is not the same I am, it will not remember all the three attributes together. Oh, yes, and that is what the pure consciousness is. That is what the I am is. I am aware of the moving breath with the sensation. So now there are three attributes. Your mind will say, now, aha, I have understood. Breath awareness, moving breath, sensation, the breath are different and separate from me. Go a little deeper. I'm aware of the moving breath with the sensation in the space. Okay, there is no space, there is no movement. Yes, that is a fact. So that I am expanded its awareness and aware of the 4 points outside and different from me. What is that different from me? That I know. What I know, the breath is going in and out. First, I am aware of the breath. This is the breath. Second point, then I'm aware the breath is moving. Then I'm aware because the breath is moving, I have a sensation. Then I am aware the space where the breath is moving and giving me the sensation. That helps us to separate ourselves from what is the changing world. That is the cloud space. Cloud space and the water space are, in appearance, they do not exist. I make them exist. How come? I am the body, I am the breath, I am the intellect, I am the thought, I am the ego. Or is that so simple? Yes, it is the simplest of everything. Mind is, mind is jumping. Very good. Let it jump. Mind is calm. Let it remain calm. I know I'm separate. I know I'm separate. This journey is for the seeker, and the seeker has a natural focus. Seeker does not pay attention to the influx of the thoughts. Sometimes we miss it. It's a part of the journey. Mindfulness is to witness. I am the pure consciousness. I am not the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. Our journey starts with a clear recognition of what is real self and the false self, and then we rise in awareness step by step by understanding, not by a practice. And once that awareness is there, mm, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. When I say I am awareness, I am aware of two things. I am awareness means that awareness is aware of the body, breath, mind, intellect, and that awareness is me. But when by due to the ignorance we fall down into the unconsciousness, we identify, we are attached. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Bring your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the hands. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. शिवानी इसको कहो जरा ऑन कर दे साउंड इसका Oh, yes. Good.
बोल दे तब बोल नहीं पाएंगे एक्चुअली इनके नेक में ना वो भी लगा हुआ है तो ही कांट स्पीक राइट नाउ
He can't speak at this time. But he's पर ये समझ तो रहे हैं
हाँ सब सब सब
he is understanding.
हाँ
Very good. We all are praying for you. बता दो इनको. We all are praying for you to get well soon. Ah, that's very good. I love it. Look at the Terry is saying that. I love it. Wonderful. How are you, Steve? Steven. Sorry, I say Steve.
It's fine. I'm good, thank you. I'm definitely comfortable and carefree. I completely understand the lesson. I know that peace, love, happiness, truth, and wisdom resides here with me and with I am. But I have to be honest that the joy and happiness of seeing Ashok and Shivani on this call
Yes.
was quite emotional and overwhelming
Beautiful.
to begin with. So I know that contradicts Eastern wisdom, but I have to speak the truth. So
Yeah, that is the truth. Because no, that is a right expression of unconditional love. That is beautiful, Stephen. Wonderful. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good. Thank you. My practice was really peaceful and deep. And I'm also very glad to see you, Ashok. Get well soon.
Get well soon, Ashok. Wonderful. That is the beauty. What about you, Terry?
Also, yes, very happy to see Ashok and his wife. And I was very with the lesson. I was aware of my thoughts, but I was not my thoughts. And
Good.
it was very, very nice.
Very nice. That's really good. You know, we need only an awareness, as you and the Brandy said, that you were just aware. What I said, I am awareness. One thing. And second statement, I am aware. So the moment when I say I am aware, then it includes I'm aware of the world. And when I'm awareness, I'm simply awareness. It has nothing to do with the body, breath, mind, intellect, thought, feeling, sensation, pain, suffering.
Oh.
How are you, Sam?
Good. Saturday lesson is great. Meditation was great, and I agree. It's very nice to see Ashok sir on the call.
Good. Wonderful, Sam. Wonderful. How are you, Anastasia?
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to see Ashok is getting better, and my best wishes. Thank you. Today was very deep meditation. At one point, my mind had a lot of thoughts, and but I just saw them, absorbed them, and at one point, it looked like the time stopped, and it was a pause, and I've heard the instructions, but it looked like this meditation stopped, like everything stopped.
Beautiful. You know, that is what happens to the mind. The mind is by default is constantly changing. And when we step into that awareness where everything seems to stop, it doesn't stop, but it seems to stop, it means we have transcended the mind. Ashok. Yeah, he is listening. Ashok, you are not the body. You are not the mind. You are not the intellect. Get well soon, and then we will discuss about this event. At present, I'm not going to say, but I know why this incident happened. Oh, you know it? Yes, I know it. I'll tell you. Beautiful. Wonderful. So we will meet on Monday. फिर शिवानी मंडे को भी लगा देना.
हाँ जी बिल्कुल.
और कुछ जरूरत हो तो मुझे बताना.
नहीं, बस आशीर्वाद आपका.
Tavji, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for that much positivity.
Yes, positivity. You also keep your positivity. That is good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank
We'll
you.
meet again.
Thank you.
Thank you.